watching. I think Alabama's got a good shot when they're at home, and then the style they play against LSU. You know, it's interesting that LSU's as good as Alabama's been on defense, stopping the run. LSU, 2 of the last 3 meetings, has rushed for over 200 yards. That's a weird stat that they've had that much success against, you know, Nick Saban and their defense. So it should be a heck of a lot of fun.
Did you ever see a running back like Trent Richardson when you were in school?
No. I don't think. Not the combination of power and speed. I mean, that's not fair. It's not human. I mean, and also just the nastiness. You have some backs that are a little bit smaller that run angry, but him being that big, that fast, that quick, and having the vision that he has, it's pretty fun to watch. When you're in the secondary and you come up to tackle him, that's a business decision. I mean, do you really want some of that? I mean, it's pretty tough. He's as complete as I've seen.
David, who's the player's shoes for a game like this? The build up for 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Well, okay, yeah, 2 months.
Yeah.
And then you sit there all day tomorrow until 7 o'clock kickoff.
You just stew. I mean, you really do. You try so hard. The older you are as a player, the better you are. Like, I remember being young in my hotel room, just jumping up and down and running around, and you know, you try to calm yourself down as much as possible, but you can't. I mean, there's so much excitement, and there's so much build-up, and there's so much hype, and you've been watching on TV, you've been talking about it. Before the season started, guys, it's not like they didn't circle this on the calendar. I mean, they knew this game was going to be pivotal, it was going to be huge for the national championship race, and it's about controlling your emotions. It's about not letting the chatter, not letting anything get in, just relax, stay calm, and it's easier said than done, especially once you start to get in the crowd. It's just all bets are off. I mean, it's just go crazy.
As a defensive guy, what are you going to be looking at for
front? Well, it depends which team you're talking about. I mean, LSU, I really want to see if their defensive line can, because they're smaller than normal for, you know, Alabama being 300-pounders plus across the front, but they're hyperactive, they penetrate, they're really good. That matchup just physically, and then the linebackers of Alabama against LSU's offensive line, coming downhill, you know, getting off blocks, you know, playing, and I just want to see who gives. You know, I mean, it's going to be, I'm going to hit you right in the mouth, you know, bring your extra chin straps and your extra knee pads, and I'm going to hit you until you give up or until you win. I mean, that's what it's going to be.
David, how's your experience been in Tuscaloosa?
Oh, it's been cool. It's been a cool place. I'm glad the weather's, you know, broken up a little bit. I'm glad the sun's shining now, but it's been cool. The fans have been going crazy. You hear them doing their roll tide, and I can't wait to see when we get some purple out here too. When we get some altercation and some resistance, some back and forth, it should be interesting to see.
You ragging Jesse for not being here this week?
No, I haven't ragged him. No, absolutely not. No, I hadn't said a word. He's got his own stuff going on, but it'll be. You know what I like about this is kind of cool when you do the game day stuff is you get, you know, one of the best matchups every week. And I have a feeling this is one of those games that I'm gonna be like, you know, I remembered where I was at when this game was played. You know, like Florida, Alabama a couple years ago, 1 versus 2 was ridiculous. You know, a couple years ago, I lived in Ohio when I was with the Bengals, 2006. Michigan versus Ohio State, 1 versus 2 was off the chains. So it's one of those games I think you're gonna remember exactly where you're at on the field when a big play happens and stuff like that.
Is it possible to overhype this at all?
No. Why would you? This is the best 2 teams in the country, so it's not. I don't think there's any hyperbole going into it. It's you look at Oklahoma a couple weeks ago. They're not a complete team all the time, and Texas Tech runs off 31 points like that, and they're in too big of a hole. Think about Alabama a couple weeks ago against Tennessee. They didn't bring their offense the first half at all. But guess what? Their defense keeps them in it. So you talk about offense, defense, special teams, by far the 2 most complete teams in the country. So it's the best 2 going off.
Where would you be then on a rematch possibility?
Depends who lost. If LSU loses, I'd probably be more apt for a rematch. But if Alabama loses, I wouldn't be as apt. And I say that because Alabama's at home. Alabama played Arkansas, their other toughest test, at home. LSU's gone on the road to play Oregon at a neutral site, who's a top 6 team, on the road to play West Virginia, and they're coming into Tuscaloosa. So road games are tough. We know that every year. So I give them a little bit more slack, and they have a stronger strength of schedule.